My name is Lucas Kunce. I've done a lot of running in my life. That guy you're looking at, that's not me. That's our current U.S. Senator Josh Hawley. This guy. Or maybe you'd better recognize him running for his life a few hours later. I swear, this coward's always running from something. Now this is me, Lucas Kunce, running for Senate. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I did have the support of my community, which made me who I am today. I'm Lucas Kunce, and I approve this message because Josh Hawley is a fraud and a coward. And by the time I'm done with him, the whole world's gonna know it. So keep on running, Josh. Keep on running.
Oh, wow. That was Democratic candidate for Senate Lucas Kunce making his case to Missouri voters. Kunce made headlines earlier this month after announcing his bid to unseat Republican Senator Josh Hawley on January 6th, exactly 2 years to the day after the attack on the Capitol. And joining me now is, here on set, Democratic candidate for Senate in Missouri and Marine veteran Lucas Kunce. Lucas, thank you very much for coming to the Sunday Show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I mean, that ad is a pretty powerful ad and makes the case for why you're running, but you're sitting here in front of me right now. Why are you running?
I'm running because we have to change who has power in this country. You know, Missourians, they're just so tired of these frauds and these cowards taking advantage of them, betraying them, and making decisions for their stock portfolios, for the people who fund their campaign, or for, like with Josh Hawley, for his own power. Like, the reason we launched on January 6th is because that's the day he showed everybody he only cares about his own power and getting power for himself. Like, the second he thinks he's going to get power, he's out there raising his right fist, you know, inciting the crowd. And then when things get real, he's skittering out the back door and running for the exit, right? And I can tell you, as a Marine who deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, if any of us had shown that type of cowardice, we would have been court-martialed. And so I think that Missourians deserve somebody who's going to stand up for them when things get real and not just run for the exit.
How many times were you deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan?
I deployed once to Iraq, where I led a police training team, running missions around Habbaniyah and Fallujah, and then I deployed to Afghanistan twice.
You mentioned the fact that, you know, Josh Hawley raising his fist to the crowd. He was photographed that day. I think we have it of him raising his fist to the rioters. He's now even selling a campaign mug featuring the infamous raised fist. There you see it there on camera. What are you hearing from Missouri voters about Josh Hawley seemingly doubling down on his ties to the insurrection?
I mean, the thing is that they caught him on camera running out the back door as fast as he could, right? And so it just goes into him being a fraud and a phony. And people want someone in Missouri who knows how they grew up, who wants to take care of them. Josh Hawley doesn't care about any of that stuff. And, you know, the way that I grew up and that most of us grow up is paycheck to paycheck and one disaster from bankruptcy. My family went bankrupt from medical bills when I was a kid, and we made it because people brought food by the house to take care of us. They passed the plate down at church. Like, you know, when my parents couldn't afford shoes for me when I was running cross country, my cross country coach quietly bought a pair of shoes for me to take care of me. It's like Missourians know how to take care of each other, and that's what they want. They want someone who will take care of them, not just care about themselves like Josh Hawley.
So if you get to the Senate, what would be your number one focus? What do you want to do?
I want to make sure that Missourians have the ability to control their own lives. And it's just where we make such a good contrast, right? Like, Missourians, again, we know how to take care of each other. We do it over and over again. Like, I joined the Marine Corps because when I was a kid and we didn't have a dishwasher, a Marine down at church, when he renovated his house, he brought his old dishwasher by and installed it for us. We take care of each other. And so for me, I want to give us the power to continue to do that. You know, you see this 30% sales tax they want to put on working people. How are people going to pass the plate for each other down at church when they're out 30% more, right? It's not possible. And so this is the contrast here with Josh Hawley is the guy just wants to control our lives. He wants to control us in the bedroom. He wants to control us in the doctor's office. He wants to control us at the workplace. The guy is putting out, this is so creepy and weird, right? He's putting out a book on manhood saying that to be a man, you have to be, like, made in his own image. It's just crazy. Like, people should be able to control their own lives.
Well, I was just about to ask you about that. I mean, you know, he's making a name for himself, lamenting on the left's assault on masculine virtues.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, we got all that. Look, We got all the evidence we need on this. This is the show me state. You got to show people what you are. He has shown us what he is. He's a fraud and he's a coward. And, he's got, if we got a second, he's got this weird shtick, too, about video games where he's like, you can't be a real man if you've ever played a video game in your life. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, Josh. Not all of us grew up in a pampered lifestyle like you and never had to see, like, actual hard things. Like, the guy's never seen anything hard. When I was in Iraq and Afghanistan, I can tell you what, between missions, we would play video games to take our minds off the things that were going on. And I only wish I had a cushy life like him so that I wouldn't have had to be like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's also focused on pornography, but that's a whole other...
He's got a lot of obsessions, man.
That's a whole other conversation. Real fast, what's your website? How can people find you?
You can come to lucaskunce.com. You can find me at lucaskuntzmo on Twitter. I'd love, anybody who wants to come follow, hang out with us. It's a great campaign.